Hi everybody, Miss Amanda here, welcoming you to our next DMSO at-home family concert, all about the pianos. I'm here at the Temple for Performing Arts, and we're going to give you a tour. This is also the home of the Des Moines Symphony Academy and the Des Moines Symphony offices. I hope you enjoy the concert. Welcome to the Temple for Performing Arts. This is where we go for all of our concerts, and it's the home of the Des Moines Symphony offices and the Des Moines Symphony Academy. Let's go inside. It's really cold. Come on. Here we go. And I gotta put my mask on before we go inside. So, all right, then we walk down this really, really big long hall. It's a beautiful hall. Mask on. And then you come this way, keep coming. The Temple for Performing Arts, you have arrived. We're gonna hit those buttons over here, take the elevator up to the 4th floor, and get a tour of the 4th floor. Let's go. Welcome to the 4th floor. This is the area that has the Grand Hall and the Recital Hall. Both are performance venues. Come take a look. So we're gonna go around the corner and we're gonna peek through this really, really big door. You ready? Here we go. This is the Grand Hall. As you can see, I'm gonna run all the way to the middle. You can see just how big this room is. And you can go, la! And it echoes so much. Let's go discover another room. Come this way. Look at these beautiful pillars. Okay, here we go. Big door. Wow. And now we're going to the Recital Hall. The Recital Hall is another beautiful part of the Temple for Performing Arts. This is another space that somebody could have a recital in, a concert, or a lesson. Do you like the stained glass windows? 'Cause I sure do. All right, let's go back to the Grand Hall. Did you check out the ceiling? The ceiling also has stained glass in here. Now that you've gotten your tour of the Temple for Performing Arts, it is now time to hear a piece by me, Amanda Drish, that is by the composer Alessandro Scarlatti. The piece is called Aria. I hope that you enjoy. Thanks for listening to that. Now we have a special performance by one of our Academy students and his dad, Charlie Bartlage and Joshua Bartlage. Joshua Barlage is actually the managing director of the Des Moines Symphony Academy, so we've got an extra special tie-in for this performance. Let's hear from Charlie and Joshua.
Hi, my name is Charlie Barlage and I will be playing The Magic Flute by Mozart.
That was so good, you guys. Thank you so much for performing for our concert today. Now, let's go discover more about the keyboards. Okay, so now we're going to discover what it sounds like to actually perform a piece on the harpsichord. I'm not going to play the entire thing for you, but I definitely want you to have an idea of what it would sound like. So while I play, you're going to see the keys move, you're going to see the inside of the harpsichord, and this one's kind of challenging, but typically you would see the strings being plucked by a quill. And so you'll be able to hear that. Remember, there's no dynamics on a harpsichord. So even if there were dynamics written in your music, you're not going to be able to play them on the harpsichord as they're written in the piece. So, okay, this is Bach's Little Prelude in C major. Again, not the entire thing. Here we go. Okay, there you go. There's a really good little snippet of it. Typically, you would hear this part. And that's called the basso continuo. So that's like the accompaniment of all the fun stuff that happens up top. Isn't the harpsichord such a cool instrument? All right, let's head over to the grand piano and hear the Bach on a grand piano. Let's go. Okay, so just on the harpsichord, remember, we didn't hear dynamics because we're just plucking the string. However, when you hammer or when you touch a piano or the keyboard on the piano, you can actually use dynamics, which is what's really cool about the progression throughout the years of coming from the harpsichord to the piano. So on this one, because we're using the piano, you'll actually be able to hear dynamics. Now, I'm saying a funny word. We should probably discover what that is. The word is dynamics. Does anybody at home know what that word means? Let me give you some examples and see if you can figure it out, okay? What do you think dynamics might mean? If you said loud or soft, you're correct. It's kind of like when you're at school and your teachers say you have to use your inside voices, and outside you get to use your outside voices, which are obviously much louder than your inside voices. So just like how we talk, playing music is very similar. So if somebody talked like this all the time and didn't change their voice and they didn't have any sort of, anything interesting going on with their voice, it'd be really, really boring to listen to. But sometimes we talk like this, and other times we let our voices grow really big. And that's what makes it interesting. So now, with this Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach, who's a composer, that's the guy who writes the music, with this piece, listen for the dynamics. Here we go. grand piano, and you can see on the inside of the grand piano, this is kind of like, I don't know, if you imagine a harp and how on a harp you see all of the strings vertical, this is kind of like that, just laid down. But this is also different than a harp, because a harp, you pull the strings, you pluck the strings, which is similar to a harpsichord, but obviously they sound very different. These are actually struck with a hammer from underneath. So I'll see if you can watch this. So we'll look right back here in the middle. What you're seeing come up here, this black part, that's a damper. So all that does is come up off the string to allow the hammer that's underneath to strike the string. And if we come on the other side, you'll actually be able to see the movement of the hammer on the strings. Here we go, right about here. Ready? Watch, it comes up. And that is the inside of a grand piano. Now, I have a question. Do you have any idea how many keys are on a piano? Let's see, let's take a look at the keyboard. How many keys do you think that we have? If you said 50, go higher. And if you said 100, go lower. We actually have 88 keys on the piano. 88, can you imagine? Should we count them? Let's do it. We'll go fast and we'll get it done. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, Good job counting. All right, ready? Let's discover another type of piano. Let's go. Okay, so we have discovered the harpsichord and the grand piano. And now this is also piano, but we call this an upright piano. We still have the hammers, which you saw that were coming up on the grand piano. And we still have the dampers, which are these guys that are back here. So let's see how this one works. Let's go ahead and we'll go down to the lowest side here. Do you see how the dampers come up to allow the string and the hammer to vibrate? How low does this sound? We heard it when we were playing the keys on the other piano. Oh, that's so low. How high does a piano sound? Let's see. That is how high the piano sounds. Now, when we have a violin, because we've talked a lot about stringed instruments, so let's go back to stringed instruments for a second. The lowest note that a violin can play is this note, right here. What instruments can play below that note? So violin can play everything from here. Sorry, parents, that's a fun one. That's a fun trick at home. This is the lowest note a violin can play. What's the lowest one a viola can play? Does anybody know the answer to that? That is a C. So this is a violin, the lowest note, which is a G. The next lowest note is a C. And then on a cello, the lowest note is another C. All the way down there. And then we've got our big double bass, which you guys will learn about more next month. Can play all the way down there. So, violins live up all the way here, and violas live in the middle, cellos and basses live down here. Okay, so I'm gonna play a little bit, now that you've seen the inside of this, I'm gonna play just a little bit of a piece for you so you can see how this works. You ready? Here we go. That was the beginning of the WC's Arabesque. That's a really beautiful piece in order for you to be able to see the inside of how the right hand and the left hand can interchange and have conversations between the two of them. So, thought that was a fun introduction of the upright piano. Our next performer is Noah Olson Daniel. He'll be performing the piano, and we are so excited to hear him. Enjoy. All right, that was Noah Daniel. Thank you so much for performing, Noah. I really enjoyed hearing you. You did a fantastic job. Okay, so now I have an extra fun guest today. We know that this is a grand piano, and you saw an upright piano, but what's this little guy? Look how cute this one is. I actually have to get on the floor in order to play this. Should we hear a song on the baby, baby, baby grand piano? Let's do it. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay. Now, I gotta get ready. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Here we go. Very, very special song. Okay, so we just heard that really fun, very cute song on the baby, baby grand piano. Let's play it again on the big, beautiful grand piano. And I'm going to invite you to sing along. You may either sing Twinkle Twinkle, or you can sing the ABCs. Let's go. Our next performers are Cynthia and Clarence. Cynthia will be performing the piano, and Clarence will be performing on the clarinet. We are so excited to hear this performance and hear just how two of these instruments, the piano and the clarinet, interact with each other on a beautiful performance. Please enjoy.
We hope you enjoy John Williams' Victor's Tale from the motion picture, The Terminal.
Clarence and Cynthia, we absolutely loved hearing you perform today. Thank you so much for sharing your gift of music with us. We're going going to talk about acoustics. Now, earlier you learned the word dynamics. Do you remember what that word means? If you're saying loud and soft, you're right. So you can kind of, assume that acoustics and dynamics are very similar. It's the sound that you hear. So, for example, you've seen now the grand piano. You can see that the lid is closed right now. So we're going to discover what the acoustics of this room sound like when the piano lid is closed. Here it is. Okay, so as you can see, the lid has been raised up to the next level of the stick that you can see here. So the lid of a grand piano has 3 different levels: closed, medium, and all the way open, as we were seeing earlier when I performed. We're going to listen to the acoustics of the room when the piano is open to the smallest stick. Okay, here we go. Did that one sound a little bit bigger, a little fuller, a little bit more rich? It should. This room is, you would say the word live. It's very live, which means that if we speak and then don't say anything at all, we will hear our voices bounce off of all of the surfaces in this room. So it is a live sounding room. Next up, we're going to listen to what the piano sounds like with the lid all the way open. All right, so as you can see, the lid is all the way open. And if you imagine sound coming out, if you were to paint colors and the colors are coming out of the piano, can you imagine the direction that that sound is going? Before the lid was closed, the sound was staying inside. Then it was up to medium. The sound is going right about here. Now the lid is all the way open. And the sound is able to have so much more space to bounce off of the ceiling, and the walls, and the floor. Let's listen to see what this sound sounds like. That one sounded even bigger. All right, wasn't that activity lots of fun? I'm gonna play for you again, and this time it is by a composer by the name Paschetti, which kind of sounds like spaghetti, but it's not. I hope you enjoy the piece. Okay, so we've now listened to the acoustics of the grand piano. inside the Grand Hall of the Temple for Performing Arts. Now, I know that you guys have gotten some items around for an activity that we're going to do together. So we're gonna test the acoustics of your house or of different items. So what I have brought with me here is I have an empty Pop-Tart box. I have a pillow, I have my hat. This is going to be similar to like the blanket that you might have at home that's on that list of things that you could have with you for this part. And I have an empty pop bottle. So out of all of these, I'm wondering, which one do you think is going to have the most acoustics or the biggest sound or the biggest, the fullest reverb or the bouncing that happens with it inside of this item? Which one do you think? Is it going to be the hat, the pillow, the bottle, or the box? Let's see. I'm probably gonna say that the loudest one, with the most acoustics, is probably going to be the box. That's my guess. Let's check. This is how we're gonna do it. We're just gonna pick la. You can choose any sound you want at home. Let's go. La. That was pretty loud. Should we do it again? La. That's pretty darn loud. Okay, so this one, I mean, we could do two different things. We can blow over the top, or we can try to do a la into the bottle. Let's try the la, because that's what we just did with our Pop-Tart box. Here we go. La. La. I'm not really hearing anything really other than maybe the sound that's coming out of my mouth on the side. I don't really think that the bottle's doing much. Let's blow some air over the top. That wasn't as loud as I thought it was going to be. So far, I think that the box creates bigger sound than the pop bottle. Okay, now we're going to two soft items. Which one do you think you'll be able to hear more? The pillow or the hat? I'm thinking the hat. The pillow's pretty dense. This hat, you know, it's just stitched together. All right, let's try it. Ready? Gonna find another la. Here we go. La. It's a little muffled, so the acoustics of the room have changed because of what my voice is going through. So it's going through the hat. That was kind of fun. Did you do that at home? Good, I'm glad you're joining me in this. This is fun. Okay, so now we're gonna do the pillow. Let's see if we can hear anything. Here we go. I think that was pretty funny. So I guess which one do you think was louder? Was it the pillow or the hat? I think the hat was louder than the pillow. So out of all of these, which one was the loudest? Let's put them in order. Maybe all we have to change is that. I'm so excited to hear our next student performer, Miss Akansha. Please enjoy.
Hello, my name is Akansha Ganesh, and I'm going to play The Witch by Tchaikovsky.
Concha. That was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for performing for us today.
Hello, my name is David Rubin, and I will be performing Beethoven's Pathetique Sonata, second movement, number 8. Thank you for listening.
All right, so how interesting was that? Did you remember how many keys are on the keyboard? 88, you guys are great students. All right, now it's time for another piece on the piano. This next piece that I'll be performing is by Johannes Brahms. It's the Intermezzo, one of my favorite pieces I've actually ever learned. Here we go. Our last performance of the day will be by Jesse and Ree. Jesse will be performing on the cello and Ree will be on the piano. This performance of the Swan will show you just how beautifully that the piano and stringed instruments can interact in a duet. I hope that you enjoy the performance. Jesse and Ree, I absolutely loved your performance of The Swan. Thank you so much for sharing with us today, and we look forward to hearing you again in the future. Thanks again. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you've enjoyed all of the performances. I also hope that you'll join us at our next Live from the Temple, featuring your Des Moines Symphony here at the Temple for Performing Arts on February 11th. It starts at 7 p.m. Get your tickets online now. The link is below. Thanks again for joining us, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye, everybody.